Hey gang, for my next installment in my award-winning series on personal protection, I would like to expound on the situation awareness and what to do with it if it works for you and you're able to see some threat or potential threat before it, gets too close. I want to talk about a system of reacting to a certain stimuli or a thought process, which is called the OODA loop. Now that's an acronym, OODA, and you can look it up if you want to. But what it stands for is observe, orient, decide, and act. Okay, and this was taught to fighter pilots who are, things happen really fast up there when you're going twice the speed of sound. And so they needed to learn how to anticipate their opponent's next move and then begin their reaction or their action to handle that next move, because everything was happening so fast. And so here we are. What happens with most folks who haven't practiced keeping themselves calm and controlling their breathing and things like that, when they encounter extreme stress or if they become frightened, they have an adrenaline dump of chemicals, and we all know we've all heard about adrenaline. And what this does is it basically stops people from being able to have rational thoughts. You lose the ability to make coherent or rational decisions, reasonable decisions, and it's just the chemical. Now there is a way to override that and to try to control that so that you're able to make those decisions in a hurry under stress. And it's a boring training technique. It can be, you can make it fun, but it's, most people want to think about personal defense and they want to brag about how they're going to pull out their gun and they're going to do this and they're going to do that. But what they really need to do is train their brain to handle these situations, potentially violent situations, and then nobody ever has to see that gun. Now I'm, once again, before everybody gets upset with me saying that I don't believe that you have the right to defend yourself. Everyone does. I'm trying to help people learn how to defend themselves without hurting other people and getting in a lot of legal trouble. So anyway, you got this OODA loop. To practice the OODA loop, or to practice the technique, all you need to do is have that situation awareness going and pay attention to what's happening around you. And when you see something that strikes you, maybe someone's wearing some gaudy clothes or inappropriately dressed, or maybe they're behaving inappropriately for whatever reason. Not that they're threatening, but just I want you to focus on that person. I want you to really look at them and imagine what you might do if that person was behaving violently or aggressively or frightening you in some way, even though they're really not. But you're imagining this, you're just pretending, okay? And when you do that, I want you to, think about your surroundings. What would you do? What could you do? Can you escape easily? Could you move away easily? Can you get out of that person's line of sight easily? Then I want you to imagine maybe that person has you targeted, and maybe it's going to be really hard to get out of that person's line of sight because they're looking at you and they're watching what you do. So what would you do then? And if this little game that you're playing causes your heart to beat a little faster and causes you to get a little more anxious, then good, because you need to practice handling yourself in a stressful situation when you're going to have to fight that adrenaline dump. And so you do it when it's calm and when you're not in any danger, and everybody's going to be okay. So now you're observing someone and you're thinking about what you would do. You're orienting yourself to the situation. Where are you? Where's your escape routes? What can we do? And now I want you to practice making that decision. Okay, I'm going to walk quickly to the exit and leave, or I'm going to walk quickly to this corner and turn right. Okay, and make that decision and then do it. Now, this might make it more difficult for you to get your shopping done when you're playing this little game, but you don't have to do it all the time. The more you do it, the better you get. But you don't have to do it all the time. And if you just try it, you'll find that you become more observant of other people, and you pay closer attention to other people. You might notice what kind of wristwatch they're wearing. You might notice whether or not they're looking at you. As trans women, I'm very fortunate when it comes to like blending in or whatever, because like everybody's got this hairstyle, so no one's going to look at me. I don't stand out at all in a crowd. But I am, joking, but I am I'm well under 6 foot tall. And I used to have linebacker shoulders, but I starved myself for a few years to get rid of them. And now I kind of, I'm a big girl, but I don't really get a lot of second glances. As long as I keep my mouth shut. As soon as my mouth opens up, though, it's all over. Yeah, and no one notices the hair. No one. Anyway, most of us, unfortunately, stand out. We stand out because we're tall. We stand out because we're wide. We stand out because we have masculine features. Or we stand out because we walk like a man. And I don't want to beat around the bush and pretend that we're all petite flowers. We're not. I commented the other night, I still can't find a pair of ladies' gloves that I can wear on my hands. So I think my hands are a little big for a woman. Anyway, we're going to stand out. So we're not going to be that gray man, as it were, the person that can blend in. And so we can imagine that people are staring at us, and doing that helped my confidence and helped me to get out and just own it. Instead of trying to hide from everybody when I walked into a store or when I ran some errands, instead of trying to hide from everybody, I made eye contact and smiled at them and said hi, and they all responded positively. It became a fun thing. Hey, the tall girl's here. When you walk into a purse shop and a little girl comes up to you and says, "Can I help you, ma'am?" and you say, "Yeah, I'm looking for a purse that'll make me look small." You can own the store at that point. Get the gorilla in the room, if you will. Get him out, introduce him to everybody, and then it's okay. Most people in those situations, they don't hate us. I haven't met anyone yet that hated me, or if they did, they kept it to themselves. Most people in those situations are just nervous because they don't know that much about trans women. Maybe they've ever even seen one, but they've seen them on TV. Thank you, Caitlyn Jenner. She's gone a long way towards awareness of me and people's acceptance and trying to understand me. And I just try to make it easy for people to talk to me, and then it's all good. We don't all have my personality, which is probably a good thing for the world, but a lot of us are shy, and shy people are wonderful too. But if you got an attitude like I have and a mouth like I have, now there's another dirty joke that I'm walking right into these things. Anyway, OODA loop, okay? Work on it, because when I give you my next installment, We're going to talk about actually acting on our decisions. Okay? Observe what's going on around you. Orient yourself to the exits, escape routes, or places where you can get for safety, and then decide what to do, and then do it. Okay? You practice this mantra, if you will, and you'll be able to keep yourself calm in stressful or scary or dangerous situations, even if it's in your house and you hear a bump in the night. Observe some more. Listen for another bump. Orient yourself to what's going on. Wake up. Decide what you're going to do. And you should have already decided if it's in your own home, because you got that place all laid out for you, so you can make your decisions ahead of time, and then act on that decision. All right, everyone, peace and love to all, and let's just try to accept one another for who we are.